Okay, now we will have presentation from Ms. Indira Simanjuntak. She is a research assistant in Department of Economics, Center of Strategic and International Studies, Indonesia. Her presentation is on artificial intelligence and climate change. Ms. Simanjuntak, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to speak about environmental challenges from the economics point of view. My name is Indira. First, we're going to start with the energy statistics, our current condition. So as we can see from here, the graph, our tax revenue, non-tax revenue, is increasing in the energy sector. Although it is still dominated by oil and gas and also from energy and mineral resources. If we take a look also in subsidies for energy, we can see that the trend is increasing. See, over the years. And in 2018, it is dominated by the fuel subsidy. But if you take a look at our potential, actually, we are the 5th country for the world's biodiesel producing countries. We produce around 3 billions of biodiesel in 2017. And if we see our production, distribution, and export of biodiesel, we can see that actually the export trend is increasing. And if we take a look at the production side, it is also increasing quite significantly. So there is a market here for export in biodiesel, which might reduce our trade deficit. However, as the population grows and the living standard improves, the demand for energy also increases, which sadly affect our carbon emission. As we see here, over the years, our ranking is higher and higher. And last, in 2016, we are in the 10th position for the world that emit around 455 emission. And here's our contribution towards the world about carbon emission. So what should we do about our carbon emission? Actually, this is the global trends. Like nowadays, they are campaigning the decarbonization, customerization, electrification, decentralization, digitalization, and integration. And what do we do? Where do we stand in here? Actually, this is our energy mix. As you can see, like our current condition, our energy mix consists of 4 energies: the coal, oil, gas, and NRE, new and renewable energy. Our current condition is still dominated by the by the oil, but actually by our coal. But actually, our target is to shift so that we are more evenly distributed around among the 4 energies. In the 2025, our target is to reach, to shift the coal from 31 to 30. And then to increase the NRE from 5%. It is still sad that if we see the pie chart for the 2013, the use of coal is 31%, whereas the use of NRE is only 5%. So the trend is to shift the coal into 30% and the NRE to 23% in 2025, and also to make it more evenly distributed. And in 2050, we hope that it is more evenly distributed so that coal will be 25%, NRE will be 31%, gas 24%, and coal 20%. So we need to shift our energy mix from depending on coal to NRE. So we need to find the best strategy. And as you can see in the diagram below, actually our potential is quite high. You can see that, especially our solar capacity, our potential is around 200,000 megawatt, whereas our utilization, which is our installed capacity compared to the potential, it is still very low. It's 0.04%. And it also happens with the wind. Our potential is about 50,000 megawatt, but if we compare our installed capacity with the potential, which means the NRE utilization, it is still very, very low, 0.01%. So we need to utilize more of our NRE. As our state-owned enterprise, actually Pertamina has done several green projects, such as this projects. It is expected that there would be a potential of 112 million tons of carbon dioxide from these green projects. It is approximately around 27% reduction in emissions. So we hope that it goes well. And another environmental issues that we face today is about waste management. We see that Indonesia ranks in the second position of countries that throw their plastic debris into the ocean. You can see here from the graph. The first is China, and then Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and Sri Lanka. Actually, if we look at our consumption here, it is relatively low compared to Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Japan. But how can this happen? Like, our consumption is not that great compared to other countries, but we are the second country that threw our plastic debris into the ocean. So there might be a waste mismanaged here. We cannot manage our waste so that we just throw it in the ocean. So how many plastic bags do we use approximately? Based on this data, each one of you actually use around 700 bags per capita per year. And if we make it into per year in Indonesia, it's a total of 100 billions of bags in a year. And it equals to 12 million barrels of oil, which is in monetary, it is around 11 trillion rupiah. So quite a number, right? And if we take a look at this data, I find that our households here in Indonesia is still lack in awareness of environmental, such as waste segregation. So the survey asked, do you segregate your waste? Like, this one is recyclable, this one is not. But most of them, 72% of them answers, they never segregate their waste. So they just put it into one and then just throw it away. And only 4% answers that they always segregate their wastes. And for bringing their own shopping bags, actually only 9% answers that I always bring plastic bags or other carrier bags when I go to shop. But more than half of them, around 54%, they do not bring their own shopping bags when they go shopping. So they have new plastic bag each time they shop. So it's no wonder that we use around 700 bags per capita per year, right? And if we see the good awareness in waste segregation, this good awareness is the households that always that always segregate their waste and that is always and often segregate their waste. So this is the top 10 province here. As you can see, in the top 5, there is only Yogyakarta in Java Island, where the households has good awareness in segregating their waste. And the other provinces is in Java is Central Java and West Java. But big cities like Jakarta, we do not usually segregate our waste. So this is quite a problem. And if we see the good awareness in bringing shopping bag every time we go shopping, there is not even a single province from Java Island that actually do this good habit of bringing their own carrier bags every time they go shopping. See, there is no Jakarta in here, so this is Gorontalo, and then Central Sulawesi, and then East Nusa Tenggara. This is not the big cities that we usually live in. So I think we should, what do we do with our plastic bags? So how many times should carrier bags be reused? So every time you go shopping, you get your plastic bag. We have the habit, like when you go shopping, you have your plastic bag and then you just use it as your bean bag. You do not reuse your plastic bag when you go shopping the second time, the third time, but you just, okay, this one's good for my trash bin, and I use it as the bean bag. Actually, for each plastic bag, they have a life cycle. When they were first produced, and then when they are first used as a carrier, and then the reuse times. And then if you use it as a bin bag, it is the end of life cycle for that particular plastic bag. So what we need to do is to prolong their reuse times so that we don't have that much plastic. So how many times should the plastic bags be reused? Actually, we have to reuse it as many times as we can before we dispose it as maybe a trash bin or a bin bag, something like that. So every time you go shopping, please bring your own plastic bag or your own carrier bags, or if you have your plastic bags, please don't just use it as a bin bag, but reuse it a couple of times, as many as you can. And if you are more aware, if should the awareness be higher, maybe you can use LDPE carrier bags. So there are a lot of types of carrier bags, and the ones that are proven to be good, that has maybe lowest impacts towards the environment, is the LDPE carrier bags, specifically the LDPE with rigid handle. So if we reach a higher awareness in environmental, maybe we can start using this type of plastic bags. And in terms of climate change, paper unbleached, biopolymer, and LDPE types of carrier bags generate also the lowest impacts. So that would be all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Indira, for such insightful presentations. The presentation gave us a wide perspectives regarding environmental challenges. It also shows that we, Indonesians, still have to increase our awareness of the environment. We still have 10 minutes remaining, and we will open it up for questions. For 3 persons, if you have any question, you may step up to the mic. Okay, Ms. Ira, please.
Hello, Ibu Indra. I have questions because I think I interested with the slides when the transitions with the coal energy 2013-2025, and it's only decreased 31 to 30. Why is it with such period, long period of time, it only decreased 1? I think it's probably. Do you have any explanation why with the such period of 2013-2025 only decreased 1? That's just an example.
Do I answer now? Or?
I have two
Okay.
actually. No, the last one is just comments. I just know recently actually that the plastic when it is invented, it's actually it planned to be used many times as possible. So it's now I think is sad to know that actually if people just use it one time and dispose it right away. That I think I just know recently that the intention when the inventor also innovate the plastic bag is to use the plastic as much as possible to save the environment. But after several years, actually, we use plastic bags just one time only, and also cause the environmental, cause the waste to the environment. I think that's sad facts.
No.
Thank you, Ms. Ira. Is there anyone else who wants to ask question? Okay, Ms. Fitri, please.
Thank you for your presentation, Indira. My name is Fitri, and I'm from International Relation UI. Can I move to the slide where you kind of show the number of countries that throw the plastic? So two slides that I want to see. The previous one.
Oh, sorry.
Previous. Yes, this one. Yeah, I would like to know. Why is Indonesia in such a situation? And if there's any, reason, if you read the background, is it because of education level? I don't know. And if you can forward to the one with the area in Indonesia, yes, with awareness in household and of environmental and household awareness, as well as voice segregation. I would also want to know why this happened. The reason is that data is abundant, but to know why this happened would be precious, because, or would be beneficial, because because we know that a lot of smart people live in Jakarta, but unfortunately people in Jakarta is not well aware in terms of waste segregation as well as a household, and it's kind of really disappointing as well. And I guess that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fitri. We still have one slot for question. Is there anyone who would like? Okay, I'm sorry, but okay, sir behind there. Okay, Mas, boleh Mas.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity in this tremendous event. My name is Lalu. I'm come from Lombok. I want to ask that, as far as I know, that the plastic bags ban is the plastic bags ban only applied in particular institutions or regions. So I want to ask that how big the possibility to make this disposal, plastic bags ban become a law that applies entire Indonesia. And if we will do that, what is the challenges or troubles to make these plastic bags ban to be a policy or a law that applied entire Indonesia? Maybe that's all. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to answer Ms. Irene's questions first. About the energy mix. So our current condition is here. Okay, this is like, it's our current condition, we can do nothing about it. But for the target, why does it shift like small, in a small amount of percentage over the years? In my point of view, I think it is because it's not easy to shift from coal to NRE. Maybe it's the facilities that we need to build first, the infrastructures, the human resources needed, or maybe we need, or maybe the price is still high, so it is not easy to just, okay, use NRE. But there are many ways that shifting from the conventional way into the NRE, that's what makes it kind of difficult. So maybe this is just a target from the government. But if we can surpass the target, it is even better, but maybe when determining this target, the government thinks that, okay, this is kind of still feasible to achieve in the 2025, and in 2050 they must have had calculated the amount of investment or facilities, infrastructures, and the human resources needed to shift our energy mix from the traditional way into the NRE. Okay, and then I'm going to answer Ms. Fitra's questions. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, your question is, how can we be the second country that throw our plastic debris into the ocean? Like, is it correlated with the level of education, something like that? Actually, if we take a look at here, the waste segregation and the household bringing own shopping bag. Maybe for the waste management, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it has something to do, if we talk about Indonesia, yeah, we all know that there are varieties of level of education, so it might be taken into account. But if we take a look at here, the provinces, my guess is that maybe people in big cities doesn't matter with the law that you pay 200 rupiah for a plastic bag or 500 rupiah for a plastic bag. It doesn't matter for them, so maybe it's okay, I'll just pay 500 rupiah. So maybe our awareness in bringing own shopping bag is not really good, because maybe we take it easy, like, it's okay, it's just 500. We bought like 1 million rupiah worth of goods, so it doesn't matter if we just have to pay another 500 rupiah for a plastic bag. And then for the level of education, my guess is that maybe I haven't actually looked like deep why this phenomenon happens, but my guess is that maybe it has something to do with a level of education, but awareness is not just about education. So maybe they want to contribute to the world, they want to contribute to the country, they want to contribute for the environment, so maybe that explains why they have relatively high, good awareness in environmental issues. For Mr. Lalu from Lombok, plastic bags ban. Actually, if I look into the news, I don't think that the bans of plastic bags really help that. I mean, it's the awareness of people. Like, the government now implies that you have to pay a certain amount of money for a plastic bag, but people usually don't mind. It's just 200 rupiah, or it's just 500, or maybe it's just 1,000, or I can just buy a new grocery bag every time I go shopping, so that, well, I'm aware of environmental challenges. I bought the 20,000 grocery bags every time they go shopping. But I think it's about the awareness of people themselves, rather than making a law that, yeah, that's good actually, but the implementation and the application of the law themselves, that is what matters, and the awareness of people, that is what matters, I think. So I think we have, our mission is maybe to make people more aware of these environmental challenges, like maybe campaign more about bring your own plastic bags, or please segregate your waste. If they can be recycled, then please recycle it, so they just won't go to waste. Or if you have plastic bags, if you grocery shopping or you get the plastic bag somewhere else, please don't just use it as a bean bag. Please reuse it every time you go shopping. Please just put it in your bag, so every time you go shopping, you have your own plastic bag. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Once again, thank you, Ms. Indira, for such a beautiful presentation. I hope when we get home, we can segregate our waste and reduce the plastic use after this. So please keep that in mind. Now we will invite Mr. Rafi Seif, Director of Partnership at Djokosoetono Research Center, to give token of appreciation to Ms. Indira. Photographer, you may take the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of our event. To officially mark the closing of today's symposium, we will have a closing remarks from Mr. Rafi Seif, the Director of Partnership at Djokosoetono Research Center. Mr. Rafi, the floor is yours.
Okay, great. Now you can hear me? Of sustaining environmental law, but what this symposium also signifies is the partnership that we have developed between the Center of Strategic International Studies and the Djokosoetono Research Center. After all, one of the co-founders of CSIS, Yusuf Wanandi, is an alumni of the Faculty of Law, Universitas Indonesia. And if I'm not mistaken, he studied under Professor Djokosoetono. So I believe that this is the first of many partnerships to come. And with that, I'd like to simply close by saying thank you so much, and I really appreciate you all for being here. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Rafi. We already achieved the end of our event. On behalf of CSIS and Djokosoetono Research Center, I would like to give my deepest appreciation for your attendance. May what we learned during the seminar today expand our knowledge further. Thank you, and we will see you at our next event. Goodbye.